There's this idea that chickens are kind of stupid, but new research suggests they're smarter than we give them credit for. In fact, they're so smart they might be in a league of their own when it comes to some aspects of intelligence. When you watch a chicken peck around the yard, scratching at the ground and generally going about its daily business, it can seem pretty dumb. But scientists are learning that chickens have some impressive smarts. For example, chickens can recognize themselves in the mirror, which is something that most animals, including dogs, don't do. And they're better at spatial reasoning than a toddler. They can even do basic math. In a study published in the journal, animal behavior researchers from the University of Cambridge and the University of Lincoln in the UK taught chickens to perform a very human task using a touchscreen to navigate mazes and find their way to rewards like food or water. The chickens were able to use the screen to figure out where they needed to go to get what they wanted, and they could remember that information for weeks. The ability to use a touchscreen might not seem that impressive until you realize that most animals, including dogs, can't learn to use them at all, and even some primates have trouble with them. But the chickens took to the screens like naturals. Chickens also display something called insight learning, which is when an animal uses past experiences to figure out solutions to new problems. For example, a chicken who's been around a human long enough might eventually figure out that humans are a good source of food. Or a chicken who's learned that a certain pecking motion will make food appear might start doing that in different contexts. Researchers have even found that chickens are capable of planning ahead. In one experiment, birds were given the choice of getting a tasty meal immediately or waiting a bit longer for a bigger meal. The birds almost always chose the bigger meal, suggesting that they understood that bigger reward would be worth the wait. But these recent studies aren't the first to suggest that chickens are super smart. As far back as 1943, researchers at the University of Chicago were teaching chickens to play a game similar to red light, green light. In the game, chickens could peck a disc with a triangle on it to get a reward. At first, the chickens had no idea what was going on. But after a few trials, they learned the peck triangle reward routine and could even transfer that knowledge to a new disc. And chickens aren't just smart, they're social creatures with complex emotions too. They form strong bonds with each other and with their caretakers. They feel pain and show compassion toward others in their group who are in pain. And they even grieve when they lose a companion. All these things paint a picture of a creature that is much more aware of its surroundings and itself than we tend to think. Of course, chickens aren't the first animal we've discovered to be smarter than we thought. Many animals exhibit surprising levels of intelligence, from problem-solving dogs to tool-using crows. But chickens really stand out. Not only are they smarter than your average bird, they may be in a league of their own, more intelligent than any other animal on Earth. So next time you see a chicken, don't be fooled by its simple-seeming pecks and scratches. That bird might be thinking about the big picture while you're busy making plans for the weekend. It might even be wondering what you're up to. After all, they're pretty good at reading human emotions. Maybe it is time we gave chickens the respect and recognition they deserve for being the little geniuses they are. Thanks for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload.